Hello everybody, I am VoltsDev, and I am very much aware that I have not made a video on this channel for a very long time. And to be fair, there's a bit of a reason for that, and that main reason is because I've just been uploading a lot more on my other channel, which is my gaming channel, or my variety channel, or just my me channel. So I've not had much time developing games, and I've not had much time to make sort of tutorials on how to make games. So that's the main reason why I haven't made a video on this channel for a very long time. Now, to be fair, I have actually got 2 videos that I've already recorded, I just haven't uploaded them yet, and I've basically just been waiting for a video like this to happen for me to just upload them like straight away afterwards, I guess maybe. Now, if anyone is still here on the channel and you watch this video, I appreciate you so much, because I know that a lot of people probably would not stay because they've seen when my last video was, and they're just like, if they're not going to upload again, there's no point in me subscribing, I guess. So if you are still here, then I appreciate you so much, and thank you very much for sticking around. So this video isn't just about me saying, oh, I'm coming back, because I don't know if I'm truly coming back, but this video, oh my god. This video is sort of me just explaining my journey or my story, where I came from in game development and where I am now in game development. So where I came from was back in 2015. I saw Five Nights at Freddy's thrive, and I saw that because Scott Cawthon, one singular person, made Five Nights at Freddy's in this little program called ClickTeam Fusion, I thought, okay, I will try out this. And because only one person made a game like Five Nights at Freddy's, I thought to myself, if one person can make it, maybe I can. So then I got ClickTeam Fusion 2.5, I believe it's called. It's called now. Still, probably, sort of. Anyway, yes, I used ClickTeam Fusion, and it was pretty easy at the time, and I think it's pretty easy right now, even though I don't have it anymore. But it was kind of easy at the time, and I was so hell-bent on just learning all of it to make a FNAF game. Obviously, I watched a bunch of tutorials on how to make a FNAF game, and then because I knew how to make a FNAF game, I made my own tutorial series on this channel, which a bunch of you have already seen, and probably my most viewed series videos on this channel, period. And I have had a bunch of comments saying, oh, can you please do the next part of how to make FNAF in ClickTeam? And I would do that, but 1, I don't use ClickTeam anymore, and 2, I don't like ClickTeam anymore, and 3, I've just moved on to other programs, engines, tools to make games with now. And the reason why I don't like ClickTeam Fusion now is because whilst there are people out there who know how to do things in ClickTeam Fusion, vanilla-wise, as in by itself, and not, with add-ons or mods, that the program being modded by the community. By itself, the program itself is still quite limited compared to, say, Unity or Godot or GDevelop, in fact. And that is mainly the reason why I don't really like ClickTeam. And another reason why I don't like ClickTeam is because of the price. It's £60 in the UK. I don't know what kind of currency that would be anywhere else, but UK, £60. It's I would rather a game engine be at the very, 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 very least £10. Because it's 60, quite expensive. So obviously I used ClickTeam for a few years, I think, and then I moved over to Unity. And I tried using Unity on my old laptop, and it was so old that, like, trying to use Unity was actually a bit of a pain. But I went through it regardless, and Unity became, honestly, my favorite tool, program, engine, whatever description you'd like to use. It was my favorite one, especially compared to like ClickTeam or even Unreal Engine. Like Unreal Engine, I'll talk about that later on a bit, but Unreal Engine, it's my least favorite, and again, I will explain why later on. So then I used Unity for quite a few years. I even made a few games with Unity, in fact, and the more games I made with Unity, the more familiar I got with Unity. And the reason why I loved Unity so much was not just because it was 3D and it has 2D involved. Well, it can do both 3D and 2D. Unreal Engine can't do 2D that much. ClickTeam Fusion can't really do 3D that much. I don't know if it can do 3D because of shaders, I'm not sure, but it can't really do 3D to the extent of Unity, from my knowledge at least. But Unity being 3D is not the only reason why I love it so much. Another reason is because it's a sandbox engine. And by sandbox, I mean it's very flexible in what you can do with it. Because you can put game objects inside of game objects to like parent them or nest them inside of it. Well, not inside of itself. You can parent a game object with another game object so that you can move the parent, but the child is still intact. You can still move the child, but the movement is more relative rather than world. So that's what I mean by sandbox. And everything in Unity just looks so much more approachable than Unreal Engine. And I mean, ClickTeam Fusion is also pretty approachable, but Unity, in my opinion, because, I've used it quite a lot, so yeah, all I can say is that it's more approachable than Unreal Engine. And that's just the reason why I've used it for this long. Now, obviously, because Godot, I don't even know how you say it. Godot, I'm just gonna keep calling it Godot because bleh. So because Godot exists, I have been thriving in that engine. Though there are a couple of elements that I really miss from Unity, and if Unity can get their stuff together for a future version of Unity, I may go back. May. I can't say for certain that I will, but I may. But with Godot, I love the engine so much because it is sandbox like Unity, but I think it's more sandbox than Unity. I mean, Unity is sandbox, but it's just there's it does kind of bug out sometimes. I'm not saying that Godot doesn't bug out. I'm just saying that for what I want to do in Unity, things have just not worked out how I wanted them to. And in Godot, I mean, there are other things that have not really worked out, but I've found a workaround. With Unity, I sort of did, but it's not the best on performance. I know that it would be better for me to sort of explain myself, but I don't want to go into more detail, so I hope you can understand that. Now, just recently, I've actually been making a game in Godot, and I initially was making the game in Unreal Engine. So, let's come to the reasons why I don't like Unreal Engine anymore, and the reasons why I have fully decided to get rid of Unreal Engine for good. And for those people who use Unreal Engine, you may feel hurt by this, you may feel painful by this, but this is only my experience and my perspective on the engine. So the reason why I do not like Unreal Engine anymore is because it's less of a sandbox engine program tool, less of a sandboxy one than Godot or Unity. And by that, I mean you can't just parent any game object that you want. You cannot. It needs to be specific, and the structure of your game objects, the structure of your hierarchy is just, one, overwhelming, and two, not enjoyable to work with, especially if you're the type of person, developer, working on a game that's more creative based and more visionary based. And this may be a tiny bit controversial, but what I mean as in visionary or creative based is the amount of attention to detail that I've been having for Unity Godot is astronomical. As in, every sort of trigger, every sort of piece of code, every sort of piece of game object that I want to say hide or get rid of or like spawn in, to make my games look more unique and more creative, I just cannot seem to do that in Unreal Engine. No matter how hard I try, I cannot seem to do that, and it feels like I'm fighting a game engine, a program, rather than having fun with a game engine program. Which is why I love Godot a lot, because I'm having more fun with that, even though there have been a couple of hiccups where I've had to sort of really get wrinkles in my brain to figure out how to do this, how I want it. But obviously not every single thing in my vision is going to come to life. There's obviously going to be compromises, sacrifices. That's just the way it has to be sometimes. But when it comes to Unreal Engine, I just could not work with it because most of the time it just felt like it was fighting me, and I just really did not like it. Plus the fact, Unreal Engine is more for AAA games, as in hyper realistic looking games. Obviously, you can stylize it however you want. You can you can work your magic to make it look however you want, but most people use the engine for making something look really, really, really nice, really, really good, really nice to look at. But when it comes to like Unity or Godot, it's more like you're being more unique in your style. Again, I'm not saying that you can't do that with Unreal Engine. I'm just saying it's more difficult to do that in Unreal Engine, which is another reason why I prefer Unity Godot to Unreal Engine. And again, if Unity, I guess, reduces in size and gets their stuff together, I may go back to using Unity, especially because the watermark that made of Unity is gone now, and I can sort of put in my own watermark if I wanted to, so I'm really, really glad about that. But yeah, to be fair, that's kind of where I am currently with my game development story journey. I can't remember all of it, and I don't want to make this video too long, so I think I'm just going to cut it there. So I guess if anyone is watching this, then I thank you so much for watching. If you did somewhat enjoy my story in me just talking about my journey throughout game development, then please do leave a like, I guess. If you guys haven't already, I'm actually going to put a link in the description to a game page, my own game page on itch.io for if you're interested in playing the games that I have made, because I don't think a lot of people have played them, probably because I'm terrible at advertising. I don't really like advertising. I'd rather people just find them by themselves rather than me sharing or promoting my page, because in my eyes, it looks like I'm desperate for downloads or views or whatever, which I'm not desperate for it at all. Like, I'd rather people come across my page and download them rather than me forcing my page down your throat, if you know what I mean. Which is probably why both this channel and my other channel probably don't have as many subscribers as people think I should have, because I don't promote my content or my channels that much. But again, it's just because I don't want it to seem like I'm desperate for views, and because I'm not. I really am not. But anyway, everybody, yeah, I'm gonna cut it here. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Again, I hope you have all enjoyed, and I shall see you guys in whatever video I make in the future. So yeah, see ya.